Welcome back. In today's video, we are going to discuss Act 1, Scene 3 of Macbeth. In our previous video, we had discussed Act 1, Scene 2 in detail. We had analyzed the action in the scene and we have seen that how it forms a significant part of the play. Now, in Act 1, Scene 2, we were introduced to Macbeth, not the person himself, but he was introduced by his fellow soldiers who described him as Bellona's bridegroom. So, we understand how he was valiant, courageous, and brave. Let us start reading Act 1, Scene 3, where we are again transported on the heath and we meet the weird sisters, the three weird sisters, the witches again. So let us start reading. Thunder, enter three witches. Witch, where hast thou been, sister? So the first witch asks the other, where you have been? Killing swine. So the next witch answers that I was busy killing a pig. The third sister says, where thou? Where were you? So the first witch answers that a sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap and munched and munched and munched. So the first witch was going around and she came across a sailor's wife who had chestnuts scattered in her lap and she was munching, she was eating those nuts. Give me, quoth I. So the first witch asked the sailor's wife to give her some. She answered, Aroint thee, witch, the rump-fed Runnion cries. So the woman, the seller's wife, did not give her the chestnuts. On the other hand, she asked the witch to be gone. Aroint thee means be gone, witch. The rump-fed Runnion cries. Rump is the intestines or the innards of a creature. So the witch says that this woman was fed by those rump, by those intestine, by those meat which no one would touch. Runnion is an abusive term, that is poor creature. Her husband's to Aleppo gone. So the witch knows where her husband is and she says that he is gone to Aleppo. Aleppo is a trading city in Syria. Master of the tiger. So tiger is the name of the ship in which the man was the master or the captain. The sailor was the captain. But in a sieve I will thither sail. So the witch is quite vindictive. She says that I will not let this matter pass. I will go in a sieve. A sieve is what? A sieve is a small boat and like a rat without a tail. So she would take up the form of a rat, but the witches, when they transform into some other kind of animal, when they use this disguise, if they act as a rat, they would not have a tail. I'll do. So the witch says, I will definitely act on this and I will take revenge from this sailor's wife. Witch 2, I'll give thee a wind. It was again popularly believed that they were able to create winds, they were able to produce it, and they often used to sell them. It might sound very strange to our ears, but it was quite a common belief at that point of time. The witch 1 acknowledges the witch 2's help and says, thou art kind, you are certainly kind. Witch 3 says, and I another. So the third witch also offers her help and she says that I will also provide you wind. And the first witch says, I myself have all the other winds that would help me sail and reach the place in the sea where I can cause a tempest, I can cause a stir. And the very ports they blow, that is the very ports that this ship and this sailor is going to reach, all the quarters that they know, all the directions and regions that the ship knows in the shipman's card is the map. So the structure is slightly convoluted. What she is trying to say is, with the help of those winds, they will steer up, they will disorient the captain and the ship will not be able to, and the captain will remain so disoriented that he will not be able to place the ship or steer the ship towards safety. I'll drain him dry as hay. And she would weaken this man, this sailor. She will make this sailor so weak that he will resemble a hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lead. So this is an ominous prophecy, sort of a prophecy. This will also apply to Macbeth in the later part of the play. So she says that he will not be able to sleep, he will be tormented. I will torment the sailor in such a manner that he will not be able to sleep properly. Hang upon his penthouse lid means penthouse is, it is a reference that the eyelid has been compared to the roof of a penthouse. The sailor will not be able to get a peaceful sleep. He shall live a man forbid. So he will live like, the sailor will live like a man who is under some sort of a curse. Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak and pine. So for a very long time, for weeks, 7 nights means for a week he will languish. Peak means he will languish, he will cry out and pine, he will be in a lot of pain and trouble. I will ensure this. Though his bark cannot be lost. This shows that the witch's power is also limited. So she will not be able to destroy the ship altogether, but she can cause hindrances in the path. What are the things that she can do? Yet it shall be tempest tossed, means the ship will be ravaged by storms. Look what I have. So she says that though the ship cannot be lost completely, because she also has limitations to her power, but she will ensure that the ship is tormented by tempests. The first witch then moves on to the next topic and she shows something to the second witch. Look what I have. The second witch is quite excited to see what it was and she says, show me, show me. Here I have a pilot's thumb, wrecked as homeward he did come. She holds out an amputated thumb of a pilot, of a sailor, and she says that while he was coming home, while he was returning home, the ship was wrecked and this thumb was left of the sailor. Suddenly they can hear the drum beats. Now this is quite unlikely that they will hear a drum, because Macbeth was quietly returning from the battlefield only with Banquo. So drums will not accompany the warriors. But here Shakespeare has built up some anticipation about the arrival of his tragic hero, and the witch says, a drum, Macbeth doth come. So now we understand what was their purpose. Why were they hovering around the heath? They were there to meet Macbeth, and they are all alert now. Now they all together move in a circular direction. They try to put out a spell. The Weird sisters, hand in hand. Weird, it comes from the word weird, W-Y-R-D, which means fate. Now this is also very significant. Hand in hand, posters of the sea and land. Posters means travelers of the sea and land. Thus to go about, so they move around in a circular direction. Thrice to trine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace the charms wound up. So they set out a charm, they wound up, they were ready to go. After this spell, they appear in front of Macbeth. Now what happens next? How will they greet Macbeth and why is it significant? We will find that out in our next video. Thank you for watching. If you like my work, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I will meet you all again in the next part of the video. Stay tuned.